Alright, what's up guys? I think we're finally live here. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to throw all this together last minute. Like everything else I do, I don't plan ahead for anything, so. Everybody here? What's up, Carlos? Yep, it's me. It's the Bushman. Alright, let me get in here. Get in the live chat. A little bit more gain on vocal mic. How about now? Better? Alright, tell me how everything's coming back to you guys, because I can't really tell. I'm just listening to my live playback on my interface. Alright. What's up, guys? How's it going? Brother, what's up, Dalton? Your amp's sitting right here. About to hear it. I'm miking it with the same 57 that I use for all my videos, man. Is it sounding goofy? Because it kind of sounds like hollow to me. It's weird. The sound of the amp is panned to just one side. Yeah, I got to go into OBS and see if I can figure out how to mix it all down. Give me a second on that. It's splitting the channels of my interface. So analog 1 and 2. Let me go into the properties. Yeah, I mean, it automatically sets to stereo, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. I haven't been able to figure it out yet, so I'm supposed to be able to go into properties here somehow. Driving me kind of nuts. No, there's no mono stereo button, man. It's in the OBS settings. I had to look it up earlier. Problem is the OBS settings are a total pain in the ass to navigate. So this is really fun for you guys, right? Watching me troubleshoot in real time. Yeah, there's no stereo button on it, man. I promise you. And I'm not using a DAW. I'm going directly into the OBS software. Every time I try to click on the settings, it brings up like a right-click menu, so I don't know what's going on. Doesn't seem to be working quite right. Here we go, advanced audio properties. Come on. How about now? Brian, with your ham hands, you ain't fixing anything. Is it coming through both sides now, guys? I put it down to mono in the OBS software, so let me know. I'm getting some sort of weird feedback going on too with the amp. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So yeah, we're on the Dover. Thanks everybody for stopping in, by the way. Let's switch over to the Sabo. All right, so now the mics are phasing. Okay, so the whole time I was just playing, I had the vocal mic muting. Tell me if that did anything. What's up, Mike? I'm just seeing your message. What's going on, man? Dalton, no, I have not played anything. Yeah, I got to turn my light brightness down. Like I said, I kind of threw everything together, man. I haven't played anything down-tuned yet. We're on the Sabo still. We're going to dial some treble up. Oh, that's the shape. There's so many knobs on this thing. I will say that. There's a lot of knobs. It's easy to dial the wrong thing at the wrong time. All right, so we got a lot more mids and a little bit more highs on the Sabo. How's that sound to you guys on your end? I mean, let me know. Does it sound goofy or no? Wow, Kevin coming right in, call me names. That's not cool, man. I thought we were friends. Brian, yeah, I can tell you a little bit about the amps. Truthfully, the funny thing is I know less about the Dover. I don't even know who Dover is. This amp popped up on my radar out of nowhere. I saw it on John Brown's channel, and I thought it sounded incredible. I know that they're based in the UK, and they're a smaller company, but truthfully, I don't know much about them. This amp sounds killer, though. It reminds me a lot of the Omega Granifier. But it's like tighter and drier. It's a little bit more VHT. Yeah, my bad, Andrew. I'm only supposed to play power chords. You're right. I'm not a real musician. Thanks, Ryan. That's pretty much all I know how to play. um, yeah, so I don't know much about that. Armored, actually. Dalton, who's in the chat, or Daltoon as he's now known, uh, reached out to James, who is the guy who makes these armored amplification amps, and said, hey, man, we should get Kyle one of these. I want to send him mine. So Dalton actually got with James, and they sent me Dalton's personal amp here. To me, it reminds me a lot of the Seriatone stuff, but in the way that it's almost like a Jose modded circuit. But the way that I have it set up right now, with the gain switch down, and you guys will see my video in a couple days. I did a run through of it today. It's very Mesa-ish. It's really, really like low mid, not scoopy, but just low mid heavy. It sounds really cool. So it sounds like Carlos knows more about Dover than I do. All I know is I heard one video of it and I was sold on it. It sounded amazing. So I had to find one, and eventually I did. So I can't tell you much about Dover. You guys might want to look into them if you're interested. But yeah, the Sabo, armored Sabo, sounds really cool. There's a lot going on the front panel, and there's also a couple switches on the back. There's a power, like, scaling switch. And then there is a thickness switch. So I have the thickness switch all the way down, and the amp is still super, super fat. So right now I've got my Deadwell duality dialed in, pushing the front of that, and it sounds really good from what I can tell. So yeah, that's the Sabo right now. Again, yeah, Jason said it sounds a little thinner. I threw some blankets over top of the cab so it wasn't too loud in the house. Kevin, this is the Sabo, armored Sabo. That's the one that I'm playing through right now. Sounds really good, right? All right, guys, so that's the Sabo. Let's go over to the Dover for a second. I'm going to put the treble back down because it was sounding awfully bright. Now the treble is really touchy on the Dover. I'm using the Mesa 212, Carlos, and I'm kind of thinking that's why it's sounding a little bit boxy. I don't use this cab very often. I haven't mic'd it, so I don't know really good mic placement like I do with the traditional 412. But I'm trying to keep the sound levels in the house reasonable right now. All right, jamming. How do you guys think the Dover sounds? I think it sounds amazing in person. I'm really happy I bought it. All right. Back on the Sabo. What do you guys think so far? Thoughts, opinions? What are you guys up to tonight? You guys having a good time? I was really excited to do this, honestly. I'm really happy that there's 42 people watching. That's crazy to me. So, honestly, yeah, the Dover's definitely tighter. The Armored is bigger sounding. I like tighter amps, typically. But the Armored, honestly, even with the big low end, sounds killer to me. And my guitar, sorry guys, my guitar's way out of tune. I think I might go grab the White Explorer because I can't put that thing down. The Dover is 50 watts, yeah. The Dover is $2,000 brand new. Axe Palace, I believe, is supposed to have some in stock. I was going to buy one off of Nick, but I ended up finding one on Rig Talk. Somebody reached out to me, and they said they were going to be selling theirs in a couple weeks. And lo and behold, they hit me up. They said, it's ready to go, man. So I bought it, and it's here, and it sounds amazing. It sounds really good. So really happy I grabbed it. Drinking a cold beer, listening to some chugs. All right, man. Drink one for me. I haven't had a beer in 17 years, but I'm okay with that. You guys are welcome to drink and riff with me. Ryan. Yeah, man. They both sound great, dude. They both sound great. Need volume on your end. So I actually have it so that the SM57 is topping out. Like when I palm mute, it's just flickering in the yellow ever so slightly. So. Yeah, hopefully that's enough for you guys. I'm going to back away from the vocal mic a little bit, so maybe that'll help even the levels out. And then that way you guys can kind of level things out on your end. You can turn up a little bit. So, Carlos, I would actually say that the Armored is not much like a VHT in feel. It's way fatter, and it's not nearly as tight. But in this gain setting, it takes a boost really well. So you flip it up. We're going to flip it up, and that's... There we go. Yeah, I do, but it's still topping out, man. Boom. Topping out. Is that better? Is that better? Well, you better get that chicken dinner, bro. Whew. Yeah, that's the Armored right now. We're going to go back over to the Dover. The low end of the Dover is overloading the mic, so I'm going to turn that down. No, man. My last beer was not legal at all. I actually turned 33 on Sunday, so... You do the math. Man. I don't know. Dalton, how much is the Armored if you're still in here? Tell me how much you paid for this thing. I don't know what James charges for these, honestly. I couldn't find much info for them when I was looking online. Just grab it. Yeah, I know. I'm fighting with it, man. I'm fighting with it. Yeah, Sabo, 16 to 7, 8, 9. Oh, man. I might have to get one. Dalton, Dylan, sorry. I really like the Dover. I don't know that I would get rid of a Deliverance for it. But if it's a straight up trade, you're probably making out on value. All right, I'm going to grab a different guitar because this is not staying in tune. I got a bad pot in this thing. Listen to the difference in those two guitars. That's ridiculous. All right, we got to get rid of some low end for sure. Get some more bass and brightness in here. Wow. I don't understand why the difference in low end is so much different between those because it's usually not that crazy. I of the hot tone page? You mean the hot mod page? Okay, yeah, hot mod. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad. I gotta tune this thing without the freaking something going on. Yeah, Brian, I'm going to bring the Dover to practice for Jason to play against the Omega Granifier. He wanted to check them both out. Yeah, Carlos, do it. Dude, I missed out on a Mark III today. That sucks. I wish I was 25, man. I'm 33. If it wasn't for me being bald, I could probably pass for 25 pretty easily. I'm starting to get wrinkles around the eyes, though. It's no good. See what we got now. Yeah, so the Dovers, I believe they only make them in small batches when they send them over here. I know Axe Palace gets them because, like I said, I talked to Nick and I was originally going to buy one from them. I think they have the DA20s in stock now, but they don't have the DA50s yet because I put an alert email in and haven't got anything back yet. And yeah, Dylan, the Fryette or the VHT and Fryette stuff, that stuff is like going up like crazy in value. And my idiot guitarist Brian, who's hanging out here, he sold his Pitbull a little while back. I don't remember how much he sold it for, but yeah, they went way up in value recently. You know, everything's kind of gone up in value with COVID tax. Honestly, it's crazy what some things are going for. Like I got a dual 2-channel dual rectifier the other day, and I got it for $900 and I felt like I got a deal on it. But when I used to buy them often, I would buy them for like $600 or $700, and then I'd flip them for like $900 because $900 was like average price. So yeah, it's crazy how much things have gone up. Obviously, everybody knows the 5150s have gone through the roof. Like the prices on 5150s right now are absolutely ridiculous. I just can't believe it. I mean, those are amps that I used to buy for $400 all day long, and then turn around and flip them for $550 if I was lucky. You know, they used to go for like $400 or $500 easy. PV Ultra, yeah, Carlos. I don't know what things are like over there. I know that the Ultras used to sell for $200 to $300 here, and now the Ultra Plus especially is going for like $5. It's kind of crazy what those are fetching. The Ultra 60, for whatever reason, still seems like that one is not really all that high in price. But yeah, the Ultra Plus is fetching a lot more money than it used to. Even the Triple X is. I don't know. Everything's gone up. Everything that used to be considered like a mediocre price is now considered a deal. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I love my VHT stuff. The Pitbull and the Deliverance, they're very similar, honestly. All right, we're on the Dover. Let's go back over to the Sabo. I don't even know what I'm playing at the moment, just chugging. All right, so back over to the Dover. The difference in saturation is crazy. All right, guys, Balaguer sent me one of these fish and drives, which is super awesome. I can't believe companies are sending me stuff at this point. But we're going to kick that on. I don't even know what I'm playing right now. Let's get some mids, a little bit of bass. Yeah, it sounds really good, man. I'm definitely impressed with it. The armored, that is. I'm about to put this thing through a damn wall. I don't know why, but my guitars have not been staying in tune well lately. It's been driving me absolutely crazy. What's up, Michael? Hey, James is here. There you go. He can answer your questions. I'm sorry I didn't do a good job of representing your amp here, man. All I said is it sounded really good, and I'm playing through it, so. I'm actually on the Dover right now. We'll switch back over to the armored. Yeah, it's doing well through VH30 or V30s. I'm sorry. That's why I don't play leads. No, Andrew, these are still old D'Adderios that I had. D'Adderios. It's probably why they're a little bit old at this point, and I've been playing this guitar nonstop recently. So. So typically I use D'Addario 11-49s, but my band just got a string endorsement through our record label. So now I use the GHS Boomers for 11-50. Yeah, James, go ahead. Tell me what your settings are. I'll try and replicate them. But yeah, we got an endorsement through GHS Strings, and I've thrown them on a few guitars, and I actually really like them. And I'm not just saying that because they're cheap and they're giving us an endorsement. But they generally are a good string. They don't really feel that much different to me than the D'Addario that I've been using for years. I've never really liked Ernie Ball. I don't know why. They just have like a rubbery feel, and they don't sound good to me. They sound kind of dead on the top end. So I've never really been a fan of them, and I'm kind of picky about them, and the GHS sounds just fine. Okay, Boomer. Damn! Yeah, 11-50 for standard, Dalton. If I'm tuning down, it depends on the scale, but like if I'm doing drop C, I'll do drop C is usually 11-56, unless it's a 25.5-inch scale, and then I'll do 11-54. Yeah, well, dude, Varici, Derek, my other guitarist in Bushido Code, the actual shredder, the dude that can actually play, he plays like 12-52s on standard and shreds on those things. My right hand would just be obliterated at that point. I couldn't do it. 13's on your Brent Hines. Hey, more power to you, man. I feel the fatter the string, the more dead they sound. I like just a really bright percussive tone, so I don't like to go too high for my tastes on the tension, but I like the string to kind of be taut. All right, attack to 3, presence to 2 o'clock. Okay, we got that. All right. 12-56 drop B. Yeah, that's what I used to play in drop B too, Andrew. I'm starting to like tighter strings these days. Focus depends on the guitar. I like it with dark pickups. Yeah, this one has, these pickups are fairly bright. This is the Voodoo Custom Alchemist. I've been playing this thing for the last couple weeks. This pickup actually rips. This thing's awesome. So I have the bass dialed way down right now. You said focus really depends on the guitar. Yeah, I think I had it off earlier, so let's turn it on. Now it's off. Now it's on again. Let's go back to gain all the way at the bottom. Yeah, the focus is on. I like it better like that. Yeah, the amp sounds really good, especially right now, mic'd up. Man, it tracks really well on a good mic. Focus is up. Yeah, it sounds really good, James. You built something cool here. Me personally, I would like it a little bit tighter on the low end, but I like everything like crazy tight, so not everybody's going to agree with me on that, but otherwise, it is a very, especially with the gain down switch, it's very thick, very low mid-bass, and very, very pissed off sounding. So, yeah, super angry. Carlos, I'm going to grab the Mesa in a minute. I'm going to go through the Dover one more time, go back to the Armored real quick. Okay, so now we're back on the Dover. So as you can tell, the Dover's much tighter, but it definitely doesn't sound as huge as the Armored. The Armored sounds massive, even in my little crappy in-ear headphones that I'm using right now. You can definitely tell that the Armored sounds bigger. For my drop tune hardcore stuff, I could definitely get on with that for sure. I don't know what I'm playing. Man, the Dover sounds really good too. It's funny. You can tell we're back on the Armored. The Armored's way more low mid based. Okay, back on the Dover. Dylan, yeah. Yeah. 60 to 120 watts, 50 to 100, it doesn't matter, man. It really depends on the amp. Most 50-watt amps are way more than enough, even at a metal or hardcore show, to have enough headroom to be just fine. The the exception is a single rectifier, the Mesa single rectifier. Jason had one, I had one, and they both got farty when you started to push the volume on them. The power section in those Mesas, the single rectifiers especially, are just crap. So, yeah. Pretty much any amp but a single rectifier that's 50 watts that I've tried has been way more than enough for shows. I use my 50-watt Splon and my 50-watt EVHs for shows right before, you know, everything shut down. And both of them are ridiculously loud with tons of headroom. You don't need any more volume. You don't need any more headroom than either of those 50-watt amps have to offer. So those are just fine. Okay, so again, that's the Dover. That's the Sabo. Man, I forgot literally all my drop All right, let's get some more. We're on the Armored again. I'm going to dial a sweep up a little bit more. Take the focus off. Now the bright switch is on. All right, guys, so James actually just texted me and told me that if any of you guys mention my channel, if you buy an amp from him, he'll give you 10% off that price. So that's an awesome little deal from him. That's a good bit off of what are they, James? $17.50 new? That's like $175 off a brand new amp. So yeah. If you guys want to order one of these Armored Sabos, hit up James. Make sure to mention the channel. Mention Kyle Bull's channel, and he'll give you 10% off of this bad boy. Does that apply to me too, James? Because I kind of want one now. Play a little Bushido code real quick. My crate cab has the V30s. It's got the English V30s. The cab's old enough that it was they were still making the speakers in England. So I actually have 2 of those Crate Blue Voodoo cabs. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, guys, I don't really talk about my band all that much because I'm not trying to pimp us like crazy. But my band Bushido Code is on Spotify, Apple Music. We're on all the major platforms and all that crap. I'm going to pull up a link right now for you. It'd be really cool if you would check it out. Those Explorers never stay in tune. Dude, Gibsons, I don't care what anybody says. Gibsons are notorious for not staying in tune. They sound amazing. They are a pain to keep in tune. Even with a good nut and a good setup, they do not want to stay in tune very well. So that's my only beef. I only have a couple. My customs stay in tune nice because they have a big fat neck, and the neck never flexes on them. So that's good. Yeah, let me copy this in here. Let's see if it works. I also copy our band links, and I also play drums in a band called Subdue. So I'm going to copy the Subdue link too. If you guys just like heavy hardcore type stuff, Subdue is my other band. And Jason and Brian, who are hanging out with me right now, they both play in Subdue as well. So I'll copy you a link for them real quick, and then I'll get back to actually talking to you guys. Sorry. I'm going to hook up the Mark III real quick here in just a second. I haven't even plugged it in yet. I don't think it's the tuners, Dean. I think it's mainly at the nut and the angle of the headstock, for sure. Yeah, and yeah, Crate, the old Blue Voodoo cabs, if they have the V30 badge on them, they have V30s in them, and they sound awesome. They honestly, I kind of like the way that my Crate Blue Voodoo cab sounds better than my Mesa cab, if you can believe that. It's just super punchy. Dalton, you need a boost other than your Fortin 33 and 10 band. If you want to spend a little bit of money, the Deadwell Duality DX is absolutely my #1 choice because that's got the TC preamp circuit and the TS9, but they're both tweaked a little bit, and they both sound really, really good, and each channel has its own gate. So it's really hard to beat that. I think they're $220 shipped from Deadwell Audio. So hit them up, $220, $225, something like that. If you don't want to spend that much, get the old MXR Badass Modified OD right here. I've got the Balaguer Fisher drive, or Fisher Price drive. I've got the Balaguer Fission drive on. We're gonna switch that off and switch on the MXR. This is my favorite boost, man. I've been using this thing for years and years. We're still on the Sabo, which sounds awesome. Okay, here's no boost on the Sabo. Okay, here's the boost on. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, the Sabo does sound awesome. LASV 155. Why am I forgetting your name right now? We talked before. I apologize, man. I haven't figured out the direwolf yet. I haven't figured out settings that I like on it, so I'm not going to speak on it yet. I can kick it on if you guys want. I have it on the board, but I definitely don't have I don't have it figured out yet. So I don't want to make an opinion, but here's the direwolf on. Alright, so there's the direwolf. Here's the dead weld. Boom. So we'll go back to the direwolf. Oh, sorry, Carlos. That was the TS9. All right, so now we're going back to the dead weld. Okay. So I'm going to switch it over to the TS or the TC preamp side. And then one more time, we'll go back to the direwolf. Yeah, James, you can have Jordan hop on before. I've talked to Jordan quite a bit. I actually sold him a Nitro a few years ago. He could tell me real quick settings. I got about 15 minutes left here. So we're back on the Dover. The level, I had the level at about 70-ish%. Highs were at 11 o'clock, and lows are dialed pretty low. All right. Okay, now we're on the... All right, so that was the dead weld again. Let's go back to the direwolf. Missed that one. Yeah. God, the band. Yeah, you're 100% right, man. You are 100% right. The Dover definitely is not as huge as the Sabo. It's almost like a 5153 versus a dual rectifier, to be honest. Sabo is huge. It's got a lot of low mids, but they're not flubby. and it's a little bit darker overall in the EQ spectrum, it sounds massive and it sounds really angry. The Dover is drier, and it's a lot more upper mid based, and it doesn't have nearly the amount of low frequencies going on. So go back to the Sabo. Dover. Sabo. So yeah, you can hear the difference. That was the Sabo. Back over to the Sabo. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to have time for the Mark III, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta be done here in about 10 minutes, but don't worry, I'm gonna do a video on that one soon. I can't play. I'm gonna go check the mic position real quick, guys, make sure that it's still good, and then I'll be right back and we'll play a few more riffs before we call it a night. All right, guys, I'm back. Dover again. Back to the Sabo. Both awesome amps. Both really cool. Seriously. Yeah. That's all I got to say on the matter. We're going to turn the mic gain down a little bit. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, if you want one of these armored Sabos, hit up James. Mention my channel. I'll give you 10% off. Yeah, I tried the Egnator twice. I did not like it. 3 times. I've had 3 of them, and I did not like it at all. Good, Dean. I'm glad, man. I'm glad it sounds good. It's really hard for me to tell on my end, so I was kind of counting on your guys' feedback. I'm getting live monitoring through my interface, but it sounds kind of goofy, so I wanted to make sure. But yeah, I've tried the Egnator, and I didn't like it. It seemed to be missing a high-end frequency that I really, really like. And it was just like, I don't know, it sounded kind of flat, like there wasn't a lot going on with it for me, so I kind of was just like, I'm going to ditch it. Yeah, and then their cabs, I haven't tried their cabs yet. I would really like to check out the Armageddon cab. The Vengeance cab doesn't really interest me because it's just got whatever speakers. But, oh yeah, I play everything loud, bro. It's just not for me. The amp's not for me. But yeah, anyways, the cab looks cool. The Armageddon cab looks really good, and it's got their own custom 100-watt speakers, which I believe are supposed to be close to K100s. So I would really like to try one of those. I got to find one for a decent deal. I don't see them under $400, and I paid less than that for my Mesa cab, so I'm not paying that for an Egnator cab, honestly. That's just my mindset. Mesa is kind of like the standard for affordable, awesome cabs on the used market. So if it costs more than a Mesa and it isn't up to that same level of quality or reputation, it's kind of hard for me to invest in it. Gonna try KT88s. See, I think that might help it a little bit. It seemed to need a little bit more high-end frequency extension to me. It seemed to be a little flat on the top end, and it kind of made it like meh. Just didn't really have anything special going on for me. $279 for what? The Vengeance? That's a great deal. Yeah, good deal, man. I think I bought one for $200 last year and flipped it for $400 in like 3 days. That's a really good deal. Yeah, not super interested in those. Yeah, of course, Mike. Of course, man. It's fun for me. I'm having a good time hanging out with you guys. I hope that the amps sound good. If I find another Mesa for $400, I'll drive 12 hours to get it. Dude, you would kill me, but I literally got my last 2 Mesa cabs for free by buying half stacks and selling off the stuff that came with it for the price that I paid for the entire half stack. So don't hate me, but yeah. Got my traditional and my oversized for free. So, Carlos, you're going to have a really hard time finding a Blue Voodoo cab with V30s in it. I'll tell you that. I hope you do. Because they're awesome. But more than likely, people are pretty much onto them now, so they don't sell for under $300 very often. In my opinion, they're worth it, but you're going to get crap for playing a crate cab. It's already happened to me, so as long as you don't care about it. Sheffields. I don't like them. The only Sheffield speaker that I kind of remotely like is the Triple X speaker. But yeah. James, I'm gonna hit you up the next time I find one of those, because that was really what was killing it for me. It seemed like all the highs were lopped off. on the end, like the high highs. I'm used to PV and Marshall stuff, so I'm very used to like the sizzly high end. And if an amp doesn't have that, usually I don't get along with it very well. The Egnator, or I'm sorry, the Randall Diavolo stuff was the same way. Um, the Diavolo sounded good. I liked the character of it overall, but it was missing like the higher end frequencies, the sizzle that I really like for my amps. So I may hit you up and have you talk to my amp tech Mike, who is a really knowledgeable guy on the electronic side. And usually he gives me good ideas. I'm just always hesitant to mod amps because usually I end up letting them go anyways. There's a Bluetooth, Carlos, make sure it has the V30s in it, man. That's all I gotta say. There's lots of the Blue Voodoo cabs out there that have the cheaper, like 50-watt eminences in them, and those are okay, but they're not what you want. You want the V30s. The amp itself isn't that bad. It's not great, but everybody always made it out to be this massive pile of crap, and I got 2 of them recently, and they sound pretty good. They don't sound bad whatsoever. I wish they were a little tighter on the low end, a little less fizzy, but yeah. Good to know. Good to know, James. I appreciate that, man. I've always wanted to like them. I think they have a cool character to them. But again, the highs just weren't there for me. There's a good deal in Canada, but yeah, dude, this armored amp should make you think. It sounds good. Sounds really good. I'm really digging it. So today was actually the first day I played it. I came home on my lunch break and plugged in and just started my video with everything at noon, and literally got to a point where I was like having a blast like during the video playing the amp as I got it dialed in, because I found some really good tones on it. So I think you guys are going to enjoy that video when I put it up. I'm also going to put the amp up against, I think, a dual rectifier would be a really good match for it, and then maybe my Splawn quick rod, because the amp has like almost like a Marshall-y side and almost a Mesa side, depending on how you have the gain character switch set. It can get very Marshall-y or it can get very Mesa. I personally like it best on the Mesa side, and I'm not even a Mesa voicing fan. So, yeah, it sounds really good, and lots of tones built into it, lots of tonal shaping abilities. Again, for me, the low end, I like the low end a little bit tighter. But I found a couple settings and the right guitar to make it just as tight as I want. So, I mean, the cab matters. I was playing it through this big Bogner straight Helios cab, and it's not the tightest cab in the world. It's got a big low-end bloom, so that's part of it too. So once I put the amp through my Mesa traditional cab, I think it'll tighten it right up, and it'll sound really good. For my ear, again, I like things a little overly tight with like a really quick low-end response, so I'm a little bit in the minority there. Yeah, dude, you're gonna get lots of videos on old PVs, so don't worry about it. Roadmaster, the VTM 60, the Ultra 60. I'm gonna do a better video on the Triumph. One of the first videos I did on my channel a few months ago was the Triumph, and I watch it back and it's very cringeworthy. So we're gonna do a better one on that. Yeah, talk about my old touring life. It's not very exciting, man. We did get to go to Europe for two months. There's a couple stories there. But, yeah, not a lot going on. But, yeah, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I got to get out of here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. This has been really fun. I was going to do these every 2 weeks, so I want to try to stick to that schedule. But when I said that last week, I didn't know I was getting the Dover this week, and I didn't know I was getting the Armored this week. So I really wanted to take advantage of that and show them to you guys here in real time before I get the actual demos up. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys got to check it out. The Armored sounds absolutely awesome. So again, hit up James if you're interested. Mention my channel. He'll give you 10% off. I don't think you'll be disappointed, man. It's a great sounding amp. Yes, I will always keep up the amp porn pics. I'm probably going to take one right now of this stuff after I get off and post it on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, guys. I'm going to put my Instagram tag down here in the chat. And we can talk about gear as much as you want. Mesa Traditional. Yes, yeah, it goes with that. I bet you it goes with that cab really well. I haven't tried it with that one yet. I've only been using the Bogner straight, but the Traditional should tighten it right up. So, all right, guys, it is 9 o'clock. I appreciate you guys being here. This was really fun. We'll do another one of these in a couple weeks. Maybe Yeah, I don't know. You guys are going to get a bunch of armored demos here in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to film them all in the next couple of days and then send Dalton his amp back. Thank you, Dalton, for letting me borrow this thing. James, thank you for facilitating the shipping on it. And yeah. Have a good night, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram if you want to chat about gear. See ya.